chicken katsu. Prepping it, deep frying it, we do everything from scratch. Also a cabbage salad, and I'm gonna show you the whole process. We've made this many times, but usually it's a pork katsu. So today, chicken katsu. And I'm gonna go pick up some ingredients first and then go home and start prepping. Cherry blossom season. Today we're at Hagen's, which is a Pacific Northwest grocery store. First thing, of course, is a chicken. I'm gonna be doing a whole chicken. What? Oh, they have them right here. With meat being so expensive, a whole chicken is the way to go. It's really easy to break down. Now, you're gonna get multiple different kinds of cuts. Thighs, breasts, wings. What I do is I buy a couple of these usually and break it all down at once. Save the wings for like a marinade, which I'm gonna actually grill those up too. Whole chicken is the way to go. Way cheaper. This is still 20 bucks. You can get them for 15 bucks organic at Costco. Way more meat for what you pay for. To bread the chicken, you need eggs, and we just ran out. So I'm gonna get my favorite. These Vital Farm eggs right here. Pasture raised eggs have better yolks, better flavor. You gotta always check your eggs. Funny enough, this one actually does have a crack. I'm gonna still buy it because I did drop them. Pasture raised eggs let the chickens roam around free, and so they're just a better quality, better tasting, more healthier egg. On sale, 8 per dozen. All right, next up, breadcrumbs. Now you can use any breadcrumbs, but my suggestion, get the Japanese stuff. This is a Kikkoman panko. Now, these are gonna be way more flaky than your standard breadcrumbs, like the Americanized ones. Look, there's a second brand here. Either one of these will be fine. Now, I personally like to use breadcrumbs from the Japanese grocery store because these ones are pretty good, but the more flaky, the more airy, the better. And the ones from Japan, like literally that are manufactured there, are just so much better. So any kind of breadcrumbs will work, honestly. It's a chicken cutlet at the end of the day, Japanese version. For the veggie, really important that you get cabbage. Always get an organic cabbage. Cabbage is the traditional side dish of katsu because it's light, it's fresh, it's healthy, but it's perfect to go along with that deep fried meat, whether you're using pork or chicken. So always get cabbage. This can be kind of a heavy vegetable. When I mean heavy, it's kind of musky. I'm gonna show you a little trick to brighten it, freshen it up, and it's gonna make it so much more crispy and delightful. Not really traditional, but I like to add some tomatoes to the cabbage salad. So these grape ones, or sugar plum grape tomatoes, are looking great. Okay, beer. It's just so traditional to have some beer, and today they got Sapporo. I'm usually a Asahi guy, but I'll take this because that's all I see. And it's on sale right now. Take it. Is it just me? But does it seem like beer is also getting really expensive? This bottle on sale is $3.99. That's expensive. Let's go prep dinner. All right, so I just got home. Gonna prepare the rice and the cabbage first because obviously rice takes a while, and cabbage you want to soak it in the water. So I'm gonna do those first, and then I'm gonna work out and then cook dinner. For the cabbage, you're gonna soak it for at least 45 minutes. I usually do it for about an hour and a half. I wanna get this super thin. Mandolin's kind of the only way to do it. Just peel off the outside layer. Oh yeah, that's what you're going for right there. Then your cabbage goes right into the ice bath. I put the basket in there. As I mentioned at the grocery store, this process is gonna help freshen up your cabbage so it doesn't have that muskiness. So this sits for about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and the rice is cooking. I'm gonna go work out and then I'll be right back. So I just got done with my workout and I set up my fry station. Today, we're deep frying with beef tallow. This is some beef tallow that is, well, I don't know. It says 356, but I need to put the probe in. I'm gonna mix it with peanut oil today just because sometimes, you know, you gotta replenish the oil. We try to use beef tallow as much as possible. Any kind of animal fat is gonna be way better for you. I've even deep fried with chicken fat, but it gets expensive. So peanut oil is our go-to. you know, day to day when we are deep frying, generally speaking. But today is beef tallow. This is called the Breville Control Freak. It's a very expensive convection stovetop. Put that little doohickey there, the probe in. What this machine does is it temps the oil. Let's go ahead and stick it in the side here. Then what you do is you hit this, put it down the probe control oil, and then what it's going to do, pretty awesome, it's registering how hot the oil is, so it will adjust the temp of the convection stovetop to make up for how cold or hot this is. So it's pretty awesome. As I mentioned, I am gonna add some peanut oil here just to make up for lack of oil. Cabbage was soaking for a good hour and a half. I've already dumped all the water out, but when you eat cabbage salad, you don't want any moisture, so I even put it into that bowl. Continuing to just let it drain. The reason you want your cabbage as dry as possible is because you really don't want any moisture to mix with the salad dressing. So typically you eat cabbage salad with sesame dressing, which I think we have, I don't know for sure. This is just a OXO spinner. Put that cabbage right in there, spin away. Woo! Look at this. So it's been draining for a good, I want to say 30 minutes, but look at that. Still a lot of moisture. So I'm gonna keep doing this and then spin all the cabbage. Boom. Once you're done draining this, put it in the fridge, just open. And it'll be okay in there for another 30 minutes or so. Now it's time to get the chicken ready. Chicken! These are the 2 whole chickens I bought. And I've got the chicken breasts right here. And then I've got the chicken thighs and the chicken tenders. So my favorite is chicken thighs, moist, flavorful, and doesn't dry out. Lots of fat though, and sometimes the kids don't like it. Chicken breast, clean, it's white meat, not a lot of fat, but sometimes it doesn't stay moist. I'm gonna show you how I keep it moist. And then last but not least, the chicken tenders, which are so beautiful and they stay tender. Usually they stay a little bit more moist, but I'm gonna deep fry all of this, so I gotta prep them further. So what I do here is with the chicken breasts, I have been letting them sit in the fridge on these racks for a while so that it does dry out a little bit. Let me actually get a paper towel so I can further dry these out. So there's really 2 sides to this. There's the thin side and the thick side. The thin side, I'm just going to cut it just like so. And this is it. It's just this triangle piece. I will put this off to the side. This side I will cut in half because it's pretty thick. And to do that, you have to have a really sharp knife. You slowly, while watching your fingers, take that little flap there. You're just gonna cut it in half as uniformed as possible. Now, to make sure it's super uniform, what I do is I separate it into 3 sections. That bottom piece of the thick part, the top piece of the thick part, and then that end piece, okay? I'll continue to prep this with every single chicken breast. So I've got the chicken breasts all lined up in those different sections. Obviously I've got the chicken thighs and the tenders ready. And got my breading station ready as well. Flour, eggs, panko. That is the order. And then have something ready for the prepared or breaded chicken so that you can have your mise en place. First thing I'm gonna do is salt and pepper these. I'm just doing these individually. I'm using fine salt because that's literally all we have at the moment. Normally I would have my salt crackers. Now the pepper, which I do have pepper burning right now. And then bam, take your chicken, put it in the flour first. Sometimes you can mix the salt and pepper into the flour. I prefer not to, so that you can control exactly how much salt and pepper goes into each piece. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Take off any excess flour. Next, put it into the egg. This should be pretty quick and really important. Strain it off. You don't want excess moisture in your chicken katsu. Then put it into the panko. Now notice I'm only using one hand right now because you want one hand kind of dry. And that dry hand, I'm putting the panko on there. Once you get it breaded, you're gonna be fine. At first, you're gonna want that dry hand because what's gonna happen is my right hand's gonna get kind of messy, just a little bit. It makes it way easier. Or one of the keys of good katsu, tonkatsu or chicken katsu, you gotta smash that panko in there. First one's done, and then put it on that rack, and just finish all of them. Flour, egg, then the panko. Have that dry hand ready. There you go. Yes, this does get messy. Place it on the rack. Gonna go ahead and finish all of them, and then I'll deep fry the first batch. A few things before I get started. Oil is just reaching to temp because I did lower it. It was smoking a little earlier. Really important to have your tools ready. I'm gonna use a spider. It's such a necessary tool for deep frying. I also have some tongs, which you're gonna see why you need those. And I've got a basket. Now this basket is awesome because it's got this little hook right here. So it kind of sits on the side. I'm gonna use this to drain the chicken katsu once it's done cooking. But for now, I'm just gonna put it over here on the side, and it's almost up to temp. Last thing is a thermometer. Now, I know what the timing of these are gonna be, but the key to not drying out your chicken breast when making chicken katsu is to make sure it gets right up to temp, but no further. So I'm looking for like a 165 on these, so I will be testing them out with this. The last thing I will say about deep frying, don't overload your oil. So I'm only gonna do 2 pieces at a time, and we'll slowly cook these. Boom. I do still set a timer, 4 minutes. It's been about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of check them out, or whatever you're deep frying typically will float when it's kind of ready. So this one was kind of getting there. I am gonna go ahead and check the temperature on this guy. It looks really good. Perfect 160. It'll definitely go up a little higher. So I'm actually gonna take this guy out. I've got my basket. I just put it in there up against the side like that. Okay, it's been draining. I got this cool rack Judy bought, and this is exactly why you need the tongs, so you can grab them out of the basket. So there's a reason why you drain it like this. You want the oil to go back into your pot. Just gonna rest it on this little groove. And at this point, it's not that big of a deal. There's no more oil. I'm gonna go ahead and finish these two, and then I'll show you how I do the chicken tenders and the chicken thighs next.
Mommy, what's this? 3, 2, 1.
Juicy tonkatsu sauce. A little breast nugget. Okay. Okay, chicken thighs, chicken tenders, the last of the katsu. Chicken thighs, my personal favorite, so much more flavor. Normally I cut these into 2 pieces, but I'm not even gonna bother. So for this much chicken, I used 3 eggs today, which is the most I've ever used. Normally I use 2, but it was a lot of chicken. So I got this new little trick. So after I'm done draining the egg, I make kind of a little rest area for the chicken. Then put it in there. I pour some right on top. This is gonna just make it less messy because I can just pour it on the sides, but sometimes I don't get enough to put on the top. Chicken thighs just have so much more flavor to them, and naturally way more juicy because of that fat. So that's why I'm always surprised when the girls want the chicken breasts, because it tends to be drier. Now today they were juicy because I temped it. FYI, when dealing with chicken breasts, you gotta really be careful. Chicken thighs, a lot more forgiveness. You can kind of overcook it and it will still be delicious. Don't get me wrong, even when chicken breast is dried out a little bit, it's still good. Really important, I think I mentioned this before, you gotta smash the breadcrumbs way in there. Like smash them in there. Oh yeah, that's what you're looking for. Okay, so what I'm doing with the chicken thighs is I turned down the heat to 340 and cooking this for 5 minutes versus 4 minutes because more fat, some thicker pieces, and yeah. Set the timer 4:55 because it's been in there for 5 seconds. Just let it do its thing. Oh, the chicken thighs always look so much better. Just like that chicken breast. Got my net here. Stand it up on it, and then you let the oil drain right into the pot again so you can continue using it. No waste. Rest it on the lip. I'm pretty sure that professionals do this exact same thing because in Japan I remember seeing something similar where they let it rest over the oil so it drips down. Really important if you don't want soggy katsu because the whole point of katsu, it's crispy, it's flaky, it's just got that crunch, but if it gets soggy, no bueno. All right, dinner just got over. I'm gonna try the chicken thighs now. This is my preferred cut right here. I'm telling you, try it. Oh my. A little bit of the cabbage. All right. Do you want to try a bite of my chicken thigh katsu?
Yeah.
Come here. Right? You want a little rice? Way better than the chicken breast.
Which one's that? This one?
Uh-huh. She has to get her own now. All right.